The minister pretends as if we do not have place to get money. Fact of the matter is that the tax to GDP has been at around 25% for the last close to 30 years. And so it has been maintained by the Treasury at this 25%, as if the 25% is a magic number. But then the GDP was rebased a few years ago, which means that it has in fact been 20%. And so we think that there is scope to increase the tax to GDP ratio by introducing taxes that are redistributive, that target the wealthy and use the revenue for redistribution. Because after all, South Africa is the most unequal society in the world. and we think that the tax is an instrument, can be an instrument of closing that inequality gap. I'm sorry about that.
No, it's all good. Maybe speaking of issues of tax, Minister just announced just earlier on when we spoke to him that of expected collections from SARS, the only 6 billion of that was collected because they were targeting about 20 billion. Only 6 billion was collected, and there's a possibility that they may be looking at introducing other tax proposals. What would you recommend that be something that can be introduced next year?
As a principle, the new taxes that are introduced must not be regressive, like fuel levy, like VAT, because they hurt the poor and they exacerbate the inequality that we have. I mean, with a Gini coefficient of 0.66%, we are the most unequal society in the world. So the taxes that are introduced, that are being introduced, or that the minister is contemplating, must be progressive. Like a wealth tax that targets the top 1% wealthy people in South Africa who own over 55% of the economy. So we think that taxes like that should be introduced, and that they should be used to increase our tax to GDP to about 30%. So they must be progressive.
Maybe let me take back, as someone that has worked in the state-owned entities, the issue of Denel. Denel hasn't submitted audited financial statement in the last 4 years. What's your take on that?
It's a management issue. It's an Auditor General issue. In fact, I think that it is the minister responsible for Denel who must be hauled over the coals, because it's not actually quite complicated, because